YouTube, what is going on, guys? No, it's not your Madden average boy, Madden Elite, back with another video today. Hope you guys are doing fantastic as always. Today, guys, we got playbook number 16 from our 32 NFL team playbook series. I'm taking every one of 32 NFL team playbooks, trying to find the most unique mini scheme in that playbook, taking it into my head-to-head, trying to win a game with it. Today, guys, we have the Trey Wasp flex strong. This formation is only found in this playbook. It's pretty similar to the Trey Wasp flex. There's so many playbooks that have Trey Wasp flex, but no other playbook has the Trey Wasp flex strong. It has a few unique plays that you've probably never seen before. This jet chip wasp over here on the left. Let me go ahead and move my face cam so you guys can check that out. Much better. Now you guys can see all the plays, but you guys can see it has flood. Jet chip wasp is a really weird play. It's gonna be the first play that we're gonna be going over. It's not in our audibles, but the corner route, that deep weird corner route, is decent. But this formation is really good because the running back is on the trip side. What that means is if you ever run any kind of trip set on defense, the way you kind of lock down, or the easiest way to lock down trips, is using an inside quarter on the inside or on the safety on the trip side. He will bag anything that the inside wide receiver does, unless you motion, of course, or things like that do mess it up. But if you run a formation like this where the running back is on the trip side, that is out of the defensive playbook, because they cannot use that match zone or whatever from that inside safety. They cannot put him on an inside quarter. So you don't have to do any motions if you don't want to. Motions in this are pretty good. The other thing I like is the tight end being out wide a little bit. All that means is that it's going to be a little bit better against inside quarters, or outside quarters, I should say, because he's out a little wider. So you could streak him and it should pull the outside quarters on the short side, and it should pull any thirds on that side as well. So you can run any crossers going that way. And the cool thing with this formation is pretty much every play has like some kind of deep crosser going across the field. You can see dagger sit has a deep crosser. Verticals wide cross has a deep crosser. Jet chip also has, you know, a shorter crosser. PA cross sit also has a deep crosser. So you get a stock crosser from a lot of these plays. Double spot has a really good corner route. You can see PA verts over here also looks really good. The tight end streak looks like it gets out a little wider to the right and up. So if you wanted to hot route a crosser from either one of the inside receivers on the left side, that streak on the right is going to be able to pull the outside quarter a lot better. So all around, this is a pretty solid formation. Real quick, we're going to start off with the audibles. We're going to have double spot. Right now we have inside zone, but I was actually going to change this for flood right here. I was going to put flood right here. Flood is always a really good play to run in Madden. So we got double spot, we got flood, we got dagger sit, and we got PA slot cross. So for the first play that we're going to go over, we're going to go over jet chip wasp. We'll go ahead and call that. Let me move the face cam once again. Right now we're just going to go against cover 3, just go over concepts. Really what we're going to do right here, what we're trying to do is try to throw that deep corner route by Y, whatever it is. One other thing to mention before we do get into this is the tight end on the right. You can actually sub him out for a receiver, so you can run 4 wide receivers instead of having a tight end there, which is a little bit better in my opinion. All you have to do is go over here and sub out your far outside receiver. Sub him out and then sub him back in. And then when you go to packages, you are going to, was it tight end wide out? So you're going to go to tight end wide out. And what that is going to do is it's going to put a receiver, and it's supposed to make a tight end go, obviously, to play wide out. But if you switch him in and out, it's not going to do that, but it is going to put a receiver over here on the right. So if we come out, we'll just come out in this play right here. Right here, you can see we have Chris Godwin over here playing the tight end spot on the right, and you can put him on any kind of slot route. He does count as a slot receiver, doesn't count as a tight end. So just something to note right there. Now, guys, for this setup, what I like to do is put B on either a post or a slant. There we go. I don't know why it was on that route, but I like to put him on a slant usually. And then we're going to put X on a streak and put RB on out route, just like this. We got a high-low read on the right side of the field. If your opponent's running anything like 30-yard flats and 5-yard purples, and they're double mabling, this is going to be really good because the slant should get over the 5-yard purple and under the flat. So you're able to throw the slant if they are double mabling like that. If they're not, if they don't have those 30-yard flats, the running back is always a good option. But this deep corner route is actually pretty good. Obviously, you're going to need a little bit more time to throw that, but This deep corner route right here is going to get open against anything as long as they do not have 30-yard flats. You can actually throw this against 30-yard flats, but you're going to need some time if you want to be able to do that. Now you could also leave the stock crosser that B is on and just go ahead and hike it like this. The only reason I don't like that is because if your opponent has 30-yard flats, it's going to get played. And right there you can see the safety was a little close to that, so it's going to get played if your opponent does have 30-yard flats. So I like to do this just in case your opponent is doing that 5-yard purple with 30-yard flat defense. So if they are running something like this, you are able to throw B right there. And even if they have a purple over there, you can still throw B before it gets over to the purple, so that's always a good option. That's really the only route combo we're going to run from this, honestly, just a 5-route combo. This play is not in our audibles. We're just going to call it once in a while, not a play where you're going to a lot, because that corner route does take some time. But it's a pretty good corner route in my opinion. It goes really deep. You just need some time to be able to throw it. All right, guys, next play we're going to go over is double spot. Go ahead and call that against cover 3. The main thing I like from this play is the hitch from Y. I love those hitches that run in and kind of just sit. So one thing I like to do from this is put B on a slant and put A on a post. I can put them on a post, just something like this. And then we can put X on an out route and RB on a wheel. I found that this is a decent route combo right here. Normally, if the running back was on the right, you can put him on a flat. We're not gonna have a flat over there. But right here, you can see RB does get open. The two routes kind of sit there pretty close to each other, but you're able to throw both of those routes. A stock zone is not going to be able to guard both of those routes. And the other thing too is if you put this route combo on the field and your opponent is using like 5-yard yellows, the yellow is going to get sucked down to play the Y route, and it's not going to be able to play RB. These wheel routes are extremely hard to guard. Obviously, we're going to try to force that as much as we possibly can. But of course, if your opponent is like playing underneath or whatever, you're still able to throw this B route over here. Obviously, not going to throw in the situation like that where the purple backs up. But if your opponent's playing underneath, that is going to get open. And of course, you do have the post over here in the middle of the field by A. Always something you can throw right here, especially if you have that. That's another reason that I like those hitches. You can see how the yellow got sucked down and it had to play the hitch. You're able to throw the post right over top of that. The other setup we're going to have for this is we are going to put Y on a streak. We're going to put RB on this Texas route. We're going to put A on a flat, just like this. We're going to hike it, and RB is always going to be able to be a read over here on the right. Go ahead and possession catch that. You can throw that a little bit later, maybe even low ball it, but B over here is always going to be an option. Set it up just like this again. And if you wait long enough, you're able to throw B over 30-yard flats. You can see right there, it's just absolutely naked. Generally, the way to stop that on defense would be if you man it up, but I mean, if you have a route tech, you can't really man it up. But normally, you would inside quarter the safety, but with this, that inside quarter will not work. It will not match. You can see, and you can always obviously low ball this. Always a really good check down. Now, guys, next play we're gonna go over is flood sit. Really, the only thing I like to do from this play, or I found is kind of effective, is put this post in the middle of the field, just like this, and you're literally just gonna hike it like this. You're gonna have a high-low read over here on the left side with RB. RB you can also put on an out route or a flat, which is probably the only other thing that I would do from this. Still, going to be a similar concept, same thing. The route is still going to be going to the right, or to the left, I should say, just like this. Again, I love this B route that sits in the middle of the field. It's going to run right to the middle of the field, and it's going to stop right there. Sits in a perfect spot. A perfect spot to be able to pull that zone down, so you could throw that post over top. Obviously, if your opponent doesn't user it, over here on the left side of the field, we do have that deep out route, and we have the running back on either this out route or this flat. If your opponent is, again, this is another really good play. If your opponent has 5-yard purples with 30-yard flats, they're double mabling. Really good play right here. This out route is going to be able to get under those 30-yard flats and over the 5-yard purples. Next play we got right here, which is probably my favorite play, is going to be dagger sit. All we're going to do right here is put A on either a streak or a fade. Doesn't really matter. Should be able to pull any zone over there on the right. And then what we're going to do is put X on an out route, put RB on a wheel. Again, we have this hitch that sits in the middle of the field that we can also playmaker. I'll show you guys right here. What I mean by that, it's going to sit in the middle of the field. And if you want to playmaker it, you can playmaker it upfield just like that. And it's always going to be a really good option. And of course, he drops the ball right there. That's a really bad swerve by me. But anyways, that's going to be a really good option to playmaker. And of course, this wheel over here is going to be damn near impossible to guard. And the crosser that Y is on is going to get over every single zone drop in the game. 30-yard flats, not going to be able to guard that. Obviously, I threw it a little bit early right there. But if you wait a little bit longer and your opponent does have 30-yard flats, you're going to be able to fit that right over the 30-yard flat. It's not going to get guarded. And of course, even if the running back is manned up, you can still pass lead inside and low ball. It's always going to be really good. If you want B on something else, you can always put them on an in route. You could always put them on a drag. You can always keep them on a hitch. You can motion them to the opposite side of the field. It's always an option as well. You can motion them over here, put them on a slant, going the other way, wait till it gets all the way out. That's always going to be a really good option right there as well. But for the most part, we can just keep it like that. We don't have to add the motion in. Now, the final play we're going to go over that's in the audibles is going to be PA slot cross. This play right here is going to be our everything beater. You're going to be able to bomb cover 2, cover 3, cover 2 man, everything. Just going to obviously need to have time to throw this. A couple ways we can set this up. Number one, we can put Y on a streak, B on a slant, and if we do something like this, you can either put A on a flat route, so you have a high-low read on the right, or you can put A going on anything to the left. You can put them on this slant, you can put them on a post, going to this side. The post is actually really good. Post is always really good from this, so we'll go ahead and hike it, and you're gonna be able to see this is gonna bomb cover 3, but it's gonna be a little tight of a throw. Not that time. Actually, I do have a faster player right there. I subbed in Miller, so not close of a throw right there, but in Mutt, that will be somewhat of a tight throw. The other thing you can do is streak B. So B is actually going to clear out the middle third by the safety a little bit better. And we can put this guy on a slant, and then we can still have the post over here. We'll go ahead and hike it. So now the only thing we changed was B and Y being on a slant and things like that. So you're able to pass lead this to the right, and that guy's just not going to get there. Even if he was fast enough, in Mutt, everybody's 99 speed now. So that's a little bit of a better route combo in my opinion. Now the other thing we can do as well is we can still put B on a streak. We'll go ahead and drag Y, and if we're not going to have the slant by either B or Y, we're going to need to put A on a corner route and do it just like this. You can add in some motion. You could, it doesn't really matter what this guy's on. You can motion him over. He actually doesn't motion all the way over to the opposite side, and we'll go ahead and hike it. You can see A pulls that zone to the right. Keeps it down just long enough, and that's a wide open dot right there. Another way we can set this play up to really force your opponent's user to come down and have to guard the running back, just do this. We'll put B on a streak and then put A on a corner route. We'll go ahead and hike it, and you will be able to see you're able to throw RB right there where you get absolutely screamed at, but you're still able to throw the bomb. You can see it's still open, same concept. I'll go ahead and run that one more time. The only difference here is we have the threat of the running back out of the backfield. You can see if you low ball it, terrible low ball right there. I don't even think I got a low ball off right there, but you're able to low ball that against just about any coverage, and you're still gonna have the threat of the bomb. So this play right here is gonna be really, really good. This is gonna be our main money play right here that we're gonna try to hit as often as we possibly can. That's pretty much it for the mini scheme. There's not a whole lot of plays that we're gonna a whole lot of different plays that we're gonna be running. You have some run plays in here, obviously. So you have some really good run plays, actually. You got the RPO zone peak. Those are generally pretty hard to shoot. You got the inside zone. That's a good run always. And the 0-1 trap. 0-1 trap is always a good run as well. So you got some pretty good runs in here to be able to mix in. Of course, guys, if you guys are brand new to the YouTube channel, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and turn your notification bell on so you guys don't miss when I upload a new YouTube video. And if you guys have been enjoying videos like this, make sure to smash that like button. Helps out the channel a ton. And yeah, stay tuned for the gameplay video for this. This is definitely going to be a fun formation to run. I will catch you guys in the next video. As always, stay safe. Peace.